Jonathan Jarvis, most of you know Jonathan. He's, unlike most programmers, he has a very dynamic, friendly personality. All our customers like him.
Sometimes.
And we sometimes try to hide him because he is a very valuable programmer too. So, but everybody I think likes Jonathan, and he came aboard August 2003. Jonathan, would you come up?
Go get your propeller head. Yay.
And then Juanel came aboard with us January of 2005. And there's 3 people here today that actually worked for me previously. And when I used to own a background screening / credit reporting company, 3 people here at TazWorks used to work for me. Actually, there's 4 people. There's somebody here from the audience too that used to work for me too, but works for another company now. But I'll introduce her too. Kenzie, Juanel, it was the first to come back to me from my previous company, and so Juanel worked for my company, and she has just been I just love Juanel. Is Juanel here?
She's there.
Even though she's not a coder, I think everybody in our company should wear a propeller head. Technology company.
I need to take these out.
Hey, Carla.
Justin Peck, we had to put a note in his employment file. So the first year he came to user group, he got kidney stones. The second year he planned a trip to Australia. And this year he planned some other kind of, he's not married, so he planned another boys trip. Where did he go this year? A football game somewhere. And so we've had to put a note in his file. He wasn't able to attend. We have another programmer that's kind of works on our vendor gateway, and he's not here today, Aram Lalaya. And he works on all the stuff that is the data exchange and data translation between you and data providers. Bill Brooks, who's a great asset to our company and came on in November 2006, he's kind of, we call him Father Bill, because he kind of keeps us all in line. Make sure we're programming software in the right, neat, and orderly fashion according to the world of Bill. Is Bill here?
No, Bill's upstairs.
Oh, okay. So Bill, probably accidentally on purpose, left his PowerPoint presentation back in the valley. And so he's working on his PowerPoint upstairs, rebuilding it. So I think he knew I had these hats, and so he kind of stepped out. Casey, are you here?
He's on his way.
Casey's on his way. We had to have, poor Casey had to program into the wee hours of last night, programming a very critical need that somebody had in for some alternative quick app disclosures. And so he was very dedicated and stayed back at home and programmed into the wee hours last night. So he's a little late getting in this morning. Kenzie is one of the, she came aboard with us this last year, just right before the user group last year, in September of 2008. And Kenzie also worked for me at my previous company, along with Juanel. And we're just, the great thing about Kenzie is that no matter how hard the pressure is, she's still happy. She's still having a good time. And I think under the pressure that we have sometimes, that's a great asset. It's a great asset for somebody who you have to reach out to that's always happy. So we just love to have Kenzie. We also, September of 2008, last year, we brought on a new sales rep, Paul Feyereisen, and he's been a great asset to the company. He really, truly, the thing that appealed to me when I hired him was, first off, his persistence at wanting to get a job with me, and his follow-up, and his follow-up, and his follow-up, and I knew, well, that's a trait for a salesman. And the other trait I found as a good salesman that he had was that when I went to interview him, he was interviewing me. He kept asking me questions and questions and questions, and I knew that for a good salesman finds out what the customer needs and questions them. So he was questioning me and what we needed as a company for him to fulfill. And so I thought, it's another great asset. And as it ends up, the other aspect that I didn't know during the interview was he really has a strong intellect, and so he's a great technical salesman. And then for software, you have to have some good intellect to be able to do that. So we're really happy to have Paul aboard. The original designer programmer of version 1 was Eric Zimmerman, and he kind of does on-again, off-again consulting with us. Currently, he's working on a project that we call Terracotta, which is going to increase the reliability of the system, make it so you never know when we reboot a server or push an update out. We can do it in the middle of the day, and you won't even know it happens. And lastly, another person who worked for me at my previous company, because she is my own daughter. She started working for me from the time she was 14 or 15.
She's doing support.
Sorry. Somebody just call out her. She can step away for a minute. Joseph, will you call out Aubrey out there and tell her to come on in?
You're on. She's like, my presentation isn't yet. She's scared.
She's doing support calls, so she did really.
She's on a
She's a
support.
support call.
She's in the middle of the support call. Well, you'll get a chance to hear that. Aubrey's out there. She's taking support calls, and she is my daughter. I think she started working for me in the summers between high school when she was 14.
Yeah.
There she is. Remember that I probably put out an email saying that my daughter was in a serious accident. Does anybody remember that? That was Aubrey. She, her senior year, 3 days before graduation, she broke 19 bones.
Yeah. But I'm still standing, taking everybody's calls, answering their questions.
Where's your hat, Barney?
Well, I have a special hat. Mine says Chief Propeller. So, Band-Aid, what's a picture opportunity?
And I don't know if Bart remembers, but way back in 2001 when you were coming up with this system, you came out to my little cubicle and said, what do you think I ought to name it? And I said, what about InstaScreens?